Hey everybody, what is going on? I just wanted to check in. I said yesterday that I was going to do a follow-up video of my kind of overall thoughts and what I've processed so far from the from yesterday's lobby day. Pardon me while I adjust the camera a little bit. There we go. I was planning on doing a bunch of live feed videos so that everybody could kind of see firsthand, unbiased and direct from the event, stuff that was going on, but it became impossible when the first live feed that I did drained my battery to about 18%. However, subsequently I was left with 1% battery for the entire day, and my phone continued to work to send text. I don't know about that. Anyway, so kind of just want to talk a little bit about what I saw yesterday, but I wanted to back up a little bit and talk a little bit about what I've seen over the past um, 10 months or so, whenever July was, however long ago that was. I went to the first events of this kind in July 17th or something like that. It was a lobby day. It was a VCDL, which is the Virginia Citizens Defense League. They do a lobby day, and essentially what that means is anybody can go down there and get in front of their senators and their state reps, their delegates, and talk to them about specific issues. In this case, it is typically gun control laws. And so I went there last July. There was probably about 1,000 or so of what I'm going to refer to as pro Second Amendment or pro 2A supporters there. We were also countered by, I would say, there was probably 800 to 1,000 of us, and I would say that there was probably 1,000 to 1,200 predominantly women in the Moms Demanding Action group. And our group was not really VCDL specific. It was really just a bunch of random people who wear the same sticker. We were all, online or in line, as Peggy makes me say, because online is when you are on the World Wide Web, and in line is when you're standing waiting for something. Okay. So we were all there. I got there, kind of didn't really know what to make of it. First time I'd done any kind of event like that. I'm politically outspoken on the social media, but not so much in the reality. So I decided to put my time where my mouth was and go down to that, check it out. Wanted to get to kind of the lay of the land. So I sort of walked around a little bit. What I saw was a bunch of people, and I mentioned that the Moms Demanding Action was predominantly women, and the Pro 2A folks that were there were predominantly men, oddly enough, or not. Don't know. And so that was my first sort of thing that I saw. What I also sort of noticed was the rambunctious or raucous nature of the Moms Demanding Action group. They were kind of having, there's a section there at the Capitol where it's sort of off to the side and under some trees and stuff like that, where I guess it's sort of a, hey, go here to congregate kind of space. So that's where everybody was. And they had bullhorns, they had chanting. It kind of felt like the crazy section at like an MLS soccer game, just a lot of yelling and screaming. A lot of it was sort of, they would chant and they would do like a call and response chant, that kind of thing. All kinds of stuff was getting yelled and screamed. I went up there. I did not yet have any kind of designation of who I was, what I thought. I wasn't wearing, we all typically wear a orange Guns Save Lives sticker. And so that's sort of how you can tell kind of, what our stance is and stuff like that. So I didn't have anything like that. I was just sort of like newbie checking it out. Where do I go? Didn't know like what to do, how to stand in line. So did that. Ended up getting in line, got my sticker, went into the Pocahontas building. On the way in there to talk to my delegate and senator, at the time, we were allowed to carry, and so that we could carry open, meaning a firearm, or we could carry concealed. I am a concealed carry holder, and so I was carrying concealed, and they brought us through a couple of 2-3 metal detectors in the front of the Pocahontas building. Several officers were in there. They were totally chill, totally cool. They let us in there without a problem. We went in without a problem, not a single incident, anything like that, etc., etc. My delegate and senator was not there. Didn't get to talk to him. Left that building, went outside to our sort of kind of quote-unquote rally. Had some speakers there. Eric Pratt from Gun Owners of America, Maj Toure from Black Guns Matter, and a gentleman from Virginia Beach was there to speak about the shooting that was down there. that was pretty cool. Check that out. I will tell you. So the kind of the biggest takeaway I had from that was like the folks who were us Pro 2A folks were quiet. We didn't chant, we didn't yell, we didn't know each other. I mean, we weren't there. We weren't there in a coordinated effort, right? There was nobody there making us be there or coordinating it. Even the VCDL folks were quite hands off. Aside from handing out stickers, they said, "Hey, if you want some information, you can take it. Go in, talk to your delegates. We've got some prepared info for you. Knock yourself out. Kind of do what you want." Very grassroots, very independent, very hands off, that kind of stuff. Moms demanding action. From my understanding was they were brought in, they were bussed in from wherever. They were coordinated. They all had on matching T-shirts and their bullhorns, and quite frankly, they were belligerent. They shouted all kinds of things from. I'm trying to think. What did they shout? The one that stands out to most to me was "Big gun, small penis." Was a really cool chant that they had. They were really awesome. They were. I'm not exaggerating, and I wish I had taken video of this. They were pretty rabid. They were disrespectful. They had no desire whatsoever. Like in the building itself, there were maybe a dozen of them who were actually walking around there to lobby anyone. They were there to taunt and chant and incite. And that's what they did. They screamed in our faces. We walked past them. They screamed in our faces. Everything we did, they screamed in our faces. And when I tell you that there was no reaction from any of the 800 or 1,000 Pro 2A supporters, there was no reaction. I mean, we were cool, calm, and collected, and just like, what is with these people? Basically, was kind of how that went. Okay, that ended with the politicians basically sent. So that started, that July 17th thing was basically done because Governor Northam called a special session because of the Virginia Beach shooting. Okay, so they ended up sort of punting it. They put it into committee, and they were supposed to revisit it following the election that just recently happened in November here. Okay, I think I'm going to catch this at part 1. And then I'm going to kind of catch up from there in a part 2 and maybe a part 3. So this is already 8 minutes or so long. And if I go too long, people are not going to care. So I'm just going to clip this here, and we'll go from there.